All right, Counterpunch Boxing. We're back with another one. All right, how you guys doing out there? Look, I'm at home today. A picture will probably pop up in a minute. I'm on my patio. A beautiful day here, and I thought I would go ahead and put up a follow-up video. We put out a video about I think about 14, 15 days ago. About Danny Garcia and Keith Thurman, or the upcoming fight. And hang on, let me change the time real quick on that picture. Yeah, what I just want to kind of not rush through it, but not take too much time. And there we go. Yeah, but it was the picture was like flashing really fast, and it was bugging me. But okay, look. Now the main thing I want to go over today, and I'll kind of touch on a few things that we talked about in the past. But the important thing, the contract is completed, signed, done deal. Um, Keith Thurman, his team, his management, they've all agreed. Everyone is in agreement, and it's a done deal. Danny Garcia, Angel Garcia, they've signed off, and it's a done deal. Well, you might be thinking, well, that's old news. No, it's not, because what you guys didn't know is they had a few issues, and there was a good possibility that fight wasn't going to happen. Now, I kind of want to talk about, but it's a done deal, is what I'm trying to say. But okay, look, I kind of want to talk about how we got here. It really goes back. I think it goes all the way back to the Lucas Matisse fight. Okay, let me go over the record real quick. You got Danny Garcia, 33-0. He's currently holding the WBC belt. Now, in a quick cliff note, the belt he won that belt during or for the Robert Guerrero fight, meaning it was a vacant belt. He won the vacant belt in that fight. So he the way he even won the WBC belt, the welterweight belt, is bullshit to begin with. But I don't want to get into all that. But okay, anyway, Danny Garcia, 33-0. Coming off that win, Samuel Vargas. Yeah, and again, I mean, it's hard making these videos. Like every bullet point that I give you guys, I just want to tear into them. I mean, it's hard to just kind of just skim over this information without just going like, okay, wait a minute, like, okay. Anyway, all right, Samuel Vargas, okay, Robert Guerrero, Paulie Malignaggi, Lamont Peterson, I think Rod Salka, Herrera, Matisse, Zab Judah, fought Morales a couple of times, Kendall Holt, okay, and then jumping over to Keith Thurman. Now, Keith Thurman, the WBA welterweight title holder or belt holder, 27-0. He's got good win against Sean Porter. A lot of you guys out there calling that fight of the year. Luis Calazio, Robert Guerrero, Leonard Bundu, Julio, I think it was Julio Diaz, I believe, and then Soto Carras, if I remember right. Yeah, Carras. Yeah, that was a good fight, by the way. I remember that fight. Carras wearing the pink gloves that night, trying to raise money for breast cancer. That was a hell of a fight that night. You guys go back in YouTube, the Soto Cross and Keith Thurman fight. Really good fight. I mean, Cross, we call him a gatekeeper, but he put on a hell of a fight that night. But anyway, all right. Now look, breaking down their record. Okay, going back to Lucas Matisse, right then and there is where things went terribly wrong for Danny Garcia. He right. That's where I think, anyway, all the bullshit started. Now, we could go back a little bit further, Nate Campbell, Kendall Holt, Eric Morales, Amir Khan, not bad. Eric Morales, we all know, he was old. He was in there to lose. Zab Judah, old, in there to lose. But once he had that Lucas Matisse fight, I kind of thought, like, okay, well, hey, maybe we're doing something here, right? Maybe his kid's not too bad after all. Okay, then after that fight, what does he do? He gets the Herrera fight, Mauricio Herrera, right? Complete robbery. We all know that. Complete robbery. Okay, and there's Herrera right there. That he working that jab all night. Then going into after that, Rod Salka. Okay, pulling uh, a lightweight up that was ranked number 78, I believe, and then they had the sanctioning body of the WBC change his ranking to like 14 or 15, to kind of make the fight, to make it, look a little better, which is just total corruption, probably illegal, I'm sure. There's a picture right there of his resume. Okay. Anyway, Rod Salka, which I've talked to him multiple times. Good guy. I even interviewed Herrera actually right after that fight, and he felt just completely robbed. And if you remember, there was another fight. I can't remember which one it was, but I believe Herrera was robbed again. I think it was the Benavidez fight. Yeah, because I remember he had that Danny Garcia fight and robbed, and then the Benavidez fight, and then I know he went on to fight Henry Lundy, and then Frankie Gomez, losing to Gomez. But yeah, he was robbed a couple of times. That was an apparent robbery. But look, guys, you see how I like easily get off track? I mean, that's my biggest problem. But a lot of guys out there, though, they tell me they like to hear me babble and ramble. I mean, look, my brain is packed and full of boxing knowledge, and it's just, I think YouTube is a great outlet because, I mean, it's just I like to talk about boxing, and I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of information, and I like to get it out there. Okay, but and like I said, today, this is a follow-up video to the original Thurman Garcia video. Okay, look, let's bring it down a notch. Let's break it down. Okay, I think, I was really thinking about Danny Garcia and Angel today, and it's like they have become, I don't know, this like delusional, out of touch, just almost like they've reached like a level, how like you'll see like a famous actor, maybe or someone like Lady Gaga, right? She shows up to on the red carpet wearing like a pork chop, dress. I don't know if you guys remember that, or you having all or Michael Jackson, with monkeys playing in trees with little kids, and I kind of feel like that Danny and Angel Garcia, like in their own right, in their own mind, they've reached a level of stardom that they've just become delusional. Like they really think that they're going to get in there and do to Keith Thurman what they did to Vargas or Herrera or whoever, Lamont Peterson. And that's another thing. We didn't talk about Lamont Peterson. Now, let me back up one other thing that I have to add in, and again, I can't believe I forgot. At 140, Victor Postol was Danny Garcia's mandatory. Now, Danny paid Victor step-aside money. I don't know if you guys remember that. Paid him step-aside money instead of taking on his mandatory challenger to fight Lamont Peterson. So now think about it. He paid Victor Postol step-aside money, okay, takes a Lamont Peterson fight, and he lost that fight. I mean, that was well, I don't want to say a bigger, but that was equal to the robbery we watched or we witnessed with Kovalev Ward. Okay, huge robbery. He was robbed. All right, go back and watch it. If and look, a lot of you guys out there, apparently, not you guys, but a lot of the trolls that come to the channel. I mean, I'd be more than happy to show you how to score a fight, like the actual professional way. I mean, look, I was raised around boxing, raised around, referees and cornermen and cutmen and judges. I mean, I can tell you the correct way to score a fight, because apparently a lot of people out there haven't a fucking clue how to score a fight. But anyway, okay, getting back to my point I was making, I wanted to make sure that I didn't leave that part out. That step aside money, And then, I'm sure you've seen the picture flash. The WBC finally forced Danny Garcia to vacate. They said, look, it's been a year. We can't cover for you anymore. we have a business to run because the sanctioning body, at the end of the day, it's a business. We have a business to run, and we need a champ out there that's going to put fights together, to continue on our tradition. Okay. And so he vacated. He vacated. Now, then he moved up. Again, instead of fighting a mandatory, he moves up to welterweight and fights none other than the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi. Okay, Paulie Malignaggi. All right, all right. Acclamation fight, whatever. I mean, that's anyone that tries to defend that, they always say, "Oh, that was an acclamation fight." Who did you want him to fight? Well, okay, whatever. But I'm not going to argue anyway. And then he goes up. Okay, after that, Robert Guerrero, old Robert Guerrero, and wins that vacant WBC belt. Okay, so you see the pattern here. Cherry pick, duck, dodge. Here, step aside money. I'm gonna pay him this, pay him that. Move up, move down, move up. WBC vacant, snatch. Now I'm a bona fide 147-pound WBC welterweight champ belt holder, right? It's crazy. I mean, I don't understand how people out there cannot look at that and just say, no, no, no. I mean, it's bullshit. He's a fraud. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Maybe Danny's a nice guy. I don't know. But it's just, I don't understand how people continue to defend him. But anyway, all right, look, and I think in the Thurman fight, man, I mean, I feel bad for Garcia in a way. I really do. Like I said, I think they've become completely delusional and out of touch, and he might get hurt. I mean, Danny Garcia, he might get hurt. Keith Thurman he's a natural welterweight. He's a bigger man in there. Okay. I believe Danny Garcia is, a natural light welterweight. In fact, let me see if I can get that off the picture there. There we go. In fact, Keith Thurman put out an interview or gave an interview the other day, and he's like, look, I'm a natural welterweight, and Danny Garcia, he's not. So I think Garcia, he moved up to welterweight because he was running, but now he has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's got to get in front of that man in 3.5, 4 months. God, my voice is going out. I've been doing like a ton of interviews and making videos, but hey, I want you guys to know I'm working hard for you guys out there. I really am. I'm working hard to put the channel together, and it's not easy. It really isn't, but I'm doing the best I can do right now. And look, we'll get better and better as we go. But back to the video. I love and hey, I love doing it. But yeah, I kind of feel bad for them. I do think that they're in for a huge reality check on fight night. I think they're in for it. And another thing that really just really caught my attention. I listened to an interview earlier, and it was Angel Garcia talking to I think it was like the Boxing Voice. Yeah, shout out to those guys. Cool guys over there. Anyway, he was giving an interview, and this is like a day or two ago. And Angel, Danny Garcia's father, Angel Garcia, he was like, in the interview, he was talking about, just dogging on fighters, upcoming guys that are, they're cherry picking and, taking, in his exact words, he said, well, you have these like young, powerful guys out there fighting, guys that are in their 30s. And I'm like thinking like Robert Guerrero, Zab Judah, Eric Morales, like in my head. He's like, yeah, these upcomers, fighting, these older guys in their 30s, or pulling them up from a lower weight division thing. And he was just like blasting these people for doing that, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, and he wasn't like trying to be smart ass or whatever. Like, he genuinely believed that they shouldn't do that. Like, that's not right. You shouldn't do that. But I mean, it's exactly how they built his career. And not only that, I mean, coming off a win with Samuel Vargas. Now remember, even the Vargas fight. Okay, hang on, guys. Let me get a drink of water here. Damn. Okay, better. Even in that fight, they were in negotiations with Andre Berto. Okay, fell through. No, we're not fell through. For whatever, I mean, for an unknown reason, they didn't take the fight. Okay, now they're negotiating with John Molina Jr. Okay, again, ducked him, didn't take the fight, and out of nowhere, I mean, like out of nowhere, like a car crashing into the side of your damn house, like poof, out of the blue, out of nowhere, we get Samuel Vargas. Okay, and then. And I'm getting back to the delusional way of thinking. You have Angel talking bad about Terrence Crawford. He's saying, well, Terrence Crawford shouldn't be fighting John Molina Jr. We know Terrence Crawford and John Molina, they have a fight coming up December 10th, and Angel is just bad-mouthing Crawford for taking the fight. And I'm sort of thinking, like, wait a minute, whoa. Like, you just ducked him, and now you're going to talk bad about the guy that has the courage, to step up and actually fight him. Although, now keep in mind, they ducked a 140-pound fighter. They wanted to pull him up to welterweight. Okay, I bet you didn't catch that. Terrence Crawford, okay, at 140, they wanted to pull John Molina from 140 up to 147, and then they decided, well, no, that's too dangerous. We shouldn't do that. And took the Vargas fight. And then, they degrade and they put down Crawford for taking the guy, for fighting the guy at the natural weight. Okay, it's not like Crawford is pulling up a lightweight or whatever. Fighting a 140-pound fighter, fighting another 140-pound fighter. They're going to criticize that. They're going to ridicule that. They're going to critique that. They're going to talk bad about that. I mean, do you guys see what I'm trying to tell you here? Look, Danny Garcia, they're bad for boxing. They really are. And I know a lot of times, out there, we get wrapped up or emotionally invested in a fighter. We like them. And unfortunately, I think boxing today has really turned into more of, it's almost like WWE. It's like they're characters out there. Like, these guys are characters, and, which character do you like? Jake the Snake Roberts or Hulk Hogan or Andre the Giant. Back when I was a kid, that's who we had, or Randy Savage or Macho Man, who the hell ever, right? I think now a lot of the guys out there, they don't really care about, the traditional boxing or, just boxing in general. I think they look at them as characters like WWE. And I've learned that, because whenever I've even talked to a few guys like, that they just love Danny Garcia. Like, he can do no wrong. And, I'll say, well, he ducked post on, paid him money to take the Lamont Peterson. I'll try to hit him with a fact or whatever. And they're like, well, he's a great guy. Like, I don't care about that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, who the fuck cares about that? This is crazy to me. Like, they don't care about, the tradition of boxing. So, my battery's dying, guys. So, yeah, I'm going to hop off here, but I wanted to follow up, let you guys know the contract is signed, done deal, March 4th, 2017. And, look, leave your comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Counterpunch Boxing, we are out.